Welcome back to Her Health Code. I'm Jess.
And I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy that you're here.
We're building a community to support, empower, and inspire women to feel their best in midlife.
Yes, we are. And if you're enjoying our episodes, please take a moment to subscribe or follow. We would really, really appreciate it. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, please just take a couple minutes, just a few minutes, and leave us a review. It'll really, really, really help us out.
It really, really will. And let us know what you're loving about the podcast so that we can make sure to give you more of it. And if you're feeling like today's episode has helped you or could help someone that you know, please don't forget to share it with a friend. Today, Michelle's going to tell us a little bit about her experience with a symptom that's really common for many ladies entering into perimenopause. And I think it's just not one that would be on the top of your mind to connect it directly, because didn't it kind of start happening to you kind of like in the beginning with other things that were starting to happen, like hot flashes and night sweats and, tossing and turning at night?
Symptoms of perimenopause can differ for, woman to woman, and depending on your body and your just, how your makeup is. And so for me, my most aggravating, most scary symptom of perimenopause was was heart palpitations. And at the time they happened, which was about, I want to say 5 years ago now. So I'm 50 years old now. And so it happened when I was about 45 years old. And at the time, I really didn't have any other symptoms. I was occasionally feeling like a hot flash, very rarely, and very moody. So, but at the time I just thought I was overwhelmed, I was stressed, and I didn't associate my mood swings to perimenopause at all, because at the time nobody was talking about it.
Nobody.
So I really didn't know I was changing at all, or if that I was in any new stage. And I started having heart palpitations. And in the beginning, it would just come on intermittently, like once during the day, and then I'd have another one a couple days later. And it freaked me out. But at the same time, I was like, I just immediately, what I usually do is I check my diet. I check my stress, and am I having too much caffeine?
Jump right in.
Yeah, I always
to the diet
jump
first.
Right in. I jump right in. Am I having too much caffeine? Am I having too much sugar? Like, is my stress level high? And so those are the things that went through my head. Like, am I doing something that is causing these heart palpitations? And so the more times it got on, and I want to say for the first couple months, it was really intermittent. It was like every other day or so, or every couple days, it would be one.
How long would it last?
For at least like 5-10 minutes. And
wow, that's really long.
Yeah. It was, and that's why I would just start my breath work, and I would start to calm myself down.
Did you think it was just anxiety? Like, oh, I'm just anxious?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty much at the time that you had checked into your diet and your caffeine, like, then what's left?
Yeah, I thought, okay, well, maybe
I'm just becoming a nervous wreck.
Maybe I'm just developing an anxiety disorder. Like maybe I need some help. And so I continued on this journey, not really going to the doctors about it just yet, because I'm just like, I can feel this out. I'm a very healthy person. I can figure this out. And so I was doing everything I could diet-wise, doing everything, trying to get good sleep, trying to keep my stress level down. And they kept happening more and more and more. And it was one day, and I'll never ever forget this, Jess. This was so scary. And I had this really powerful heart palpitation where I felt like there was 100-pound weight on my chest. At the same time, my heart was just going crazy, and I had to brace myself on the counter. And
luckily you were at home.
Luckily,
I was not driving with a child in the car or at the grocery store.
Yes, but I was so frightened. And in this moment, I really thought I was having a heart attack. I truly thought I was having a heart attack, because the flashes of my kids, and oh my gosh, I'm not going to be there for them. And I really had the flood of feelings and emotions that came with having a near like scary incident happening to you. And so I called my doctor immediately, and she's like, come right in. And so I raced into the hospital as soon as they kind of ebbed and flowed after a little bit. And so I got there, my heart was racing the entire time.
Did you drive yourself?
I did. I got there,
Oh my God.
and as I was waiting to be seen for the EKG, I just sat there doing breath work the entire time. I was doing my breath work. I was doing my 4-7-8 breathing technique, and just trying to calm myself down, trying to calm my heart down. And by the time I got into the room, I was feeling much calmer, and they weren't there. They hooked me up to an EKG. And this is about an hour
Now,
after.
is this the ER or urgent care or your
This is my
doctor?
who is
okay, so you went right into your local primary care doctor.
Yes, who is literally right down the road from me.
Okay.
And so from the time I started having this really bad one to the time she put me on an EKG, it was about an hour from the start to end. And so she got me on the EKG, and I could tell my body, I was like, I'm feeling
not
much
gonna
better
see
now.
anything.
So she puts me on anyway. She's like, oh, it's looking fine. And I was like,
well, because they can tell if you had a heart attack. That's the thing. Yeah. They can. But you were fine.
It was fine. She was like, you're fine. You probably just had an anxiety attack. And I was like, okay. And feeling confused.
And here you are just thinking, wow, that sucks.
Yeah. I was like, okay, is this the new me? I'm having panic attacks. Okay. And so I went home with really no answers of how to relieve them or how to make it better, but just that
honestly, I'm kind of surprised she didn't prescribe you some sort of drug for that.
Well, she did offer
antidepressant,
she
like
did
something.
Offer, like, do you want to go on an anti-anxiety? That might help. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not really wanting to jump on any medication right now. I'd rather, if you're telling me that there's nothing wrong with my heart, that's not showing anything, then I'm willing to see if I can monitor or help myself out with diet and exercise. And so I went home.
Lifestyle.
And I was continuing to have these intermittently, not as bad, but here and there. And so I called my doctor again, and I said, now they're even happening when I'm laying in bed at night. I'm not stressed. I don't know why it's happening. I'm scared.
You had nothing in particular in your life at that time that was would have caused you to be anxious or panic about.
Yes, nothing.
So it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. And so she's like, there could be a real problem. So I'm actually referring you to a cardiologist. And she's like, you're based on your age, and you're having these symptoms, and I'm just to be safe, I'm gonna refer you to a cardiologist. So here I am thinking I'm, before this,
45, healthy
young woman, and thinking, okay, now I'm going to a cardiologist. What? And so they hooked me up to a machine, EKG. He said, okay, this looks okay, your EKG. I'm putting you on a 30-day heart monitor, because it could be that when you're on the EKG, your heart's not showing anything. So we want to see 30 consistent days of what your heart is doing. So here I am now wearing a heart monitor, and I'm
I'm laughing. It's not funny at the time, but in hindsight, this is crazy.
Yeah. So I wore this thing for 30 days. I go back to the cardiologist. He's like, I'm not seeing anything. I think you're fine. Your doctor's probably right. You're probably just having anxiety attacks. Probably just need to de-stress. And I'm like, I am de-stressing, but this is stressing me out because I can't figure this out. And so he sends me home. And then again, I start doing my own research, Jess. And I found out, because nobody connected the dots for me, I was in perimenopause. And the reason I figured out
figure that out? Like at that time, there wasn't a lot out there.
Wasn't. I was doing a ton of research on what causes heart palpitations in midlife for women. And one of the main causes is perimenopause. Now,
at this time, did you even know what perimenopause was
yet?
Were you like, Peri who?
Peri who? I don't know.
All I knew was menopause.
Yeah.
Like that's the only term I had ever heard up until
I had no idea.
The day I started asking Dr. Google.
Once I figured like, okay, this is perimenopause. It's a symptom of perimenopause, and I unfortunately have it.
Here
now
I am.
what do I do with it? Because then I was like, my doctor's obviously not going to help me out with anything. And so I did some research on what things could help heart palpitations in women in midlife or women in perimenopause. And I kid you not, Jess, it was the simplest fix.
Okay, what was it? We're all on the edges of our seats.
I
know.
What is it? Magnesium trionate.
Oh my gosh. You were just low in magnesium.
Low in magnesium, which is a common symptom of women in midlife.
Yes. Yes.
But it was a specific form of magnesium that I was deficient in. And I started taking magnesium trinate, which is an over-the-counter supplement. Just everybody should be taking magnesium.
Do you have a favorite one that you found that's really clean and effective?
Yes, it is it's
highly absorbable.
Yes. And so I can actually link that one below. But magnesium in general is something that we all need.
Yes.
And so I finally connected the dots, and I've never had heart palpitations, knock on some wood, since I figured it out. And I had to share that with my doctor, and her response was, "Oh, well, thank you so much." And I was like, okay, maybe I need to change doctor. So I wanted to share this story. Jess knows this story from long ago when this first happened, but I just want to share this story because honestly, ladies, we all have a different path when we go through perimenopause. We all have different side effects. Unfortunately, the only ones that are talked about is hot flashes and night sweats and mood swings.
Yeah. And maybe like not sleeping so great at night. So that's out there too a little bit.
That's really the main ones. And so when you're having other things happening, you're at a loss. And then
you're feeling crazy because doctors are telling you, specialists are telling you, and then how much money are you spending and time on the tests and money and worry and it's just too much. So hopefully this episode has shed some light on something that if it is happening to you, now you know what to maybe talk to your doctor about. Obviously, we're not doctors, so don't take our word for it. This is anecdotal.
Personal experience that I wanted to share in case somebody else is going through it, and this might help somebody else. So if you want some additional one-on-one with either of us, Jess or myself, we're going to leave our information below. We would love to work with you. All things menopause or midlife, because that's what we like to talk about, and we're here for you. So until next time,
be well.
Be well.